Don't you just love summer with all the fresh food available? During summer or spring, I like to combine baking and fresh fruit whenever possible. This is Bright Future Baking, and I'm going to show you how to make a nectarine and cream cupcakes. And this is what you're going to need. You're going to need cupcakes, heavy whipping cream, and you're going to need a little bit of sugar to put in the heavy whipping cream so it has a little bit of sweetness to it. You're going to need some fresh nectarines, apple juice. You're going to need sugar for our compote that we've been making. You're going to need cornstarch, and then crystal sugar, and then I'll show you the topping I'm using, but you can choose a topping that you wanted to. So let's get started. All right, once your cupcakes are baked and they've cooled down, you're going to want to take a spoon and just cut out the center of the cupcake there. Now, what I did ahead of time is, while the cupcakes are baking, you can go ahead and do this on the stove top. This is 2 nectarines, and I've used 1 cup of apple juice. I used 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and a 1/4 cup of sugar. So this is all mixed together. You basically use the stove top to make it into a nice consistency where the cornstarch can set. And this is actually with just 2 nectarines. And these are just the regular nectarines. If you wanted to, there's a white nectarines you could use too. So go ahead and you're going to simmer that over a low heat until it's about this consistency here. And right before this consistency, you can just let it cool on the stove top. Take it off the burner that we're using and just let it cool. So we're going to go ahead and take this spoon and we're going to go ahead and just scoop it right there inside of our white cupcake. Now you want to make sure to push it down just a little bit so it fills all the way at the bottom. And you can put almost as much nectarine as you like on this. You want to make sure that there's a decent amount so you can like round it off at the top there. So there we go. That's a good amount. You could probably put a little bit more if you wanted to. All right. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and get our whipped topping. All right, so we have whipped topping here. It's in a reusable bag, and this is just a large coupler, but if you don't have a coupler, you don't, or a large shell tip. If you don't have a large shell tip, you can go ahead and just use a coupler or go without. So I added a little bit of sugar to this when you whip it up, because that way it gives it a little bit of a sweet flavor. If you don't add any sugar to it, it's a good flavor, but it's just not as sweet. So if you like a little bit of sweetness, then you want to do that. We're going to go ahead and take our bag and just swirl it around like that. And then just go up to the top like that. And let me show you that one more time. Let me get a different cupcake here. So we're going to go ahead and switch cupcakes there, and we're going to go ahead and fill it again. And just, like I said, put the amount, make sure that you push it down there so it gets filled all the way. Okay. It's a nice amount there. And you're going to take your whipped topping bag. And we're going to do the same thing. So this is just a little turntable I have underneath it. But just go ahead and squeeze and pull it all the way around. Then slightly move up to cover up the top and make sure you cover it all up. If you don't, you can just go back with your bag and do that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put our topping on it. So everybody has their idea of a different topping. So what I did is I did some crystal sugar, and usually nectarines are a nice yellow orange color. So I just added some orange edible confetti to that. Or you can get it down to sprinkles and stuff like that. So you just go ahead, and I'm just going to put it on half of it. So go ahead and just sprinkle that on. Make sure to get it on the sides there. Now, for some reason, if you don't have enough orange on there, you can go back on there and just go ahead and throw a little bit on there. All right. So this is our product, and if you're going to do this during summer or spring, it's always best to bake it in the morning if you can. So let me show you what the finished product looks like. All right, so this is the finished product. It's great on a summer day, not too heavy, and the fresh fruit makes a wonderful flavor with the white cupcakes and the whipped topping together. And we're just going to go ahead and just spin around so you can see. It has the orange and the crystal sugars on it. Well, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you get a chance to try this out It's not too heavy, especially on a hot day. You don't want something really heavy on a hot day. And thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Check out some of our other videos. And let's make the world a better place.